Hey, I promise if you stick around to the end of this video, you're gonna hear a quote that is a bomb drop that the church needs to hear. This is gonna be a really important video, but if you don't know me yet, here's my 10-second introduction. This is Pastor Steven. If you are not following the YouTube, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and make sure you turn on notifications so you see more future videos. I make videos about faith, gaming, and just all around Christianity. Make sure you're following me on TikTok, where I post a lot of my daily content, and I also have a Twitch stream that I broadcast from on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and randomly throughout the week as well. I spend a massive amount of time just chatting. So if you guys have a question or you want to go deeper in something that you saw me talk about, feel free to jump into one of my streams and connect, and let's vibe, and feel free to ask me anything you want to ask. Okay, that wasn't really 10 seconds, but short video clip is from a podcast that I post every Tuesday. It's called the Respawn Podcast. You can find it on respawnpodcast.com. Link in the description below. We give our thoughts on denominations, and we wanted to share that with you guys. Enjoy. And they hardly ever meet in the middle. And like, to give you an example, is you have like, I go to a Baptist church right now, but you have, so I'm not knocking on them. You have like your hardcore Baptists who are like, you can't even dance. At worship, like, you moving your hips a little bit too much, you need to be praying. And then you have hardcore Pentecostal, and I got saved at a Pentecostal church. I'm talking hardcore Pentecostals over here that are like, if you don't move, you're not even saved. And it's like, why don't we just kind of hang here where we all could vibe? But nobody's doing that, and I think that's why we got these traditions, and why people sometimes you go to a church and you're like, I don't want to go here because it's either super modern or
that has turned people away too.
Yeah.
Like, I literally have a friend that was like, I'm not going back to that church because during worship and stuff, I did not see one person raise their hand. Nothing.
Exactly.
She was like, it's not it for me. I want to get in there and I want to raise my hands. I want to shout. I want to,
I've learned, like, going to all these different types of churches that, like, it's great to raise your hand. I love it. Like, I'm more of that type of worship. Like, I like more modern, etc.
Yeah.
But I've also found that, like, sometimes passion doesn't necessarily equal obedience. And, like, you could be raising your hands on a Sunday and doing a lot of other stuff Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I've gone to churches where, like, I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish you guys were more alive. But then I'm like, but you really godly. And it's like, I just wish we would meet in the middle with church services. As a whole, I don't know how we can get there. Honestly, I really don't know, especially right now with, like, I feel like every church is divided and even more divided. Now, we should be unity, especially right now with everything that's going on. But, like, I feel like everybody's so divided. And, like, I don't know how we can get to the middle ground, because I feel like every church feels like they have to take a stance on something. What type of music are we going to play? How long is the message going to, you know what I mean? Like, they have to take a stance on everything. And I get in trouble because I'm not like that. I'm very much so kind of like middle grounded. And, like, I don't want to take a stance on things, which doesn't really make for a good pastor. You kind of want your pastor to know, like, you go to a church and you want to know, like, hey, pastor, what do we believe about blah, 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 blah? And there's some things that I've got hardcore doctrines in. And then there's some things that I'm like, you know what? It's a Baptist church, but maybe we not right about that one. I don't know. So I try to tell my students.
No, to me, that's a W.
I know, but this is where, like, I've gotten in trouble before. Not necessarily at my church, but as the type of pastor that I am, I'll have a student ask me a question. And my pastor knows how I am now. But, like, I'll have a student ask me a question. And, like let's say, let's not get into this for the podcast. I'm just going to use this as an example, because this is, we could discuss this next episode.
Okay.
But, like, a student will say, hey, Pastor Steven, what's your idea on speaking in tongues? Right? That's, like, something that gets talked about a lot. And then I'll respond to them and I'll tell them, hey, here's what our church believes. And here's what I think. Here's the Bible. Form your own opinion. I will never, and I'll never treat one better than another. And my pastor's the same way. Like, we go to a certain style of church, but the pastors on staff, there's 3 to 4 of us. We all kind of believe different things about certain things. But we can vibe together, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you need. You need that.
That's where it's good. That's where it's good. especially if you can have healthy communication of why, you know, and it doesn't get like dark and ugly and twisted and nasty like that. I've had
that's the goal.
Christian friendships ruined over stuff like that, honestly. Well, I guess not ruined, but it's gotten pretty sour.
Oh, it's such a shame. It's so. I wish Christians. I wrote this on my Twitter yesterday. Actually, didn't even know what we were going to talk about today, but I wrote this on my Twitter yesterday. I was like, opinion you didn't ask for. Christians should spend more time sharing the gospel than arguing about little things. And I really like Christian TikTok is so annoying to me because the comments are just filled with everybody debating about.
I made a TikTok.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Drop a comment down below if you want to see more content like this, and make sure to follow me on TikTok, on my Twitch, Instagram. All the links are down below so that you can connect, or if you want to go deeper, ask me a question. I am always available when I'm chatting on my Twitch streams. See you guys on the next one.